Hey, this is Mike. I'm here in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, visiting Sparks Toyota and checking out a killer awesome truck, 2015 Toyota Tundra TRD Pro. And this is the TRD Pro package, has a combination of cosmetic and sweet off-road functional features. So we're going to go into a lot of depth in this video, showing you the ins and outs as much as possible. Not necessarily 100%, but I'm going to try to do my best to give you a really good overview of this truck. So let's start with just looking at it. It has the TRD package, TRD Pro, has the blacked out feature. So you have this blacked out grille, and it even has the blacked out Toyota. Black around the bezels around the headlights, which are powered by halogen bulbs, reflectors. And you have the glossy black wheels here, 18-inch aluminum wheels. Blacked out badging. Side mirrors has black on it, the handles. And even the windows have been tinted by the dealer, so that's kind of blacked out as well. Alright, so let's go around here to the front again. Get a front shot. You see it has the fog lights. You also have the kind of hidden tow hooks down there. So the TRD Pro package gives you the high-mounted TRD shock mounts and the Bilstein shocks with remote reservoirs. And the remote reservoir is pretty cool because it allows a much more travel of the shock. Plus, of course, it has a long spring because of that high mount. And that gives you really good articulation when you're doing some off-road maneuvers and stuff and going over some really rough terrain. So let's go ahead and take a look on the passenger side here. Here's the inside of the passenger door, and you have a combination of black, red stitching, and the metallic accent there. Plenty of storage space there on the door with some bottle holders. Manually adjusted seats that are very high off the floor, so you have a really good comfortable stance. You have the Tundra TRD Pro floor mats there, which really catch your eye when you open up the door. You have some more stitching here on the dash. Let's take a look at the glove compartment. Has like a little shelf system in there, which is pretty cool. Here's the TRD Pro cloth seats with the red stitching and the red pattern there in the center. And then you have the embroidery, the TRD Pro embroidery in the back of the seat, which also stands out. And you have a little place to put your cell phone or something there. And well, we'll get into all that stuff on the other side. Now this is the Crew Max cab, which gives you a massive back door, and to me it looks like it's bigger than the front door actually. So you've got plenty of room getting in and out of this truck, and you know, you have the same pretty much styling as the front and storage space. Alright, look at the opening, the headroom and everything. There's no problem getting in and out of this truck, only that maybe you need a step to get in because it has a little bit of a height, but it does have a handle to help with that. So here's your, what's kind of like a bench seat, I guess you can say, but it does have a split in it for folding. So let's go ahead and check it out. You have that same styling with the red pattern and the red stitching here in the back seats as well, and these seats will lift up. And that way you can utilize this space as a cargo area, not just a passenger area. So if you don't want to put stuff in the back, maybe because it's raining or something, or you want it more secure, you can actually lift the seats up and use this space, you know, for a box or whatever. It'll keep it secure and also, you know, out of the weather. Really cool feature there. And this folds down, which gives you an armrest and some cup holders, which are pretty decent size back here. You have some vents for the backseat drivers, including a 12-volt power supply there in the center. Here's your dome light. You got a solid glass there in the back. All right. And I like the way they have the actual metal stamped TRD Pro badging here in the bed of the truck. That is awesome. Plus you have the stainless steel TRD exhaust, which is pretty awesome. Actually, let's go ahead and check that out now. Let's look under there. See if you can see that. Yeah, the exhaust is a very, very important part of the performance of an engine. I mean, this vehicle has 5.7 liter V8 with 381 horsepower, but you know, the exhaust is a major reason why it's getting all that horsepower. So here in the back, we have the towing package with the 4-way and 7-way outlets there for your wiring for your trailer, and there's your hitch receptacle there. This truck has a 430 gear ratio, which gives you 9,800 pounds of towing when properly equipped. There you have the 4x4 blacked out, of course, badging. Backup cameras right under here, and this is a lockable tailgate, so you can keep people from stealing it or whatever. But check this out. It comes down smoothly when you open it up. So, and also it's assisted going back up. So it's easy to lower and raise. You also have a, from the factory, sprayed bed liner with a tie down management system there around the edges. Plus you have some kind of standard hooks there for attaching stuff. Alright, let's continue around here. Okay, so here's the fuel door. It's on the driver's side, which is convenient, and that's my preference. And you have the fuel cap here with this little tether that you can keeps you from losing the cap, but also there's a convenient little place to put the cap when you are pumping your gas, so that way it doesn't dangle down and scratch your paint. Let's take a look at the other side here. And one of the cool things about this truck is that I know this is just cool to me, that you lift up this headrest and you can fold it down, so that way it gives you a little bit better visibility out of the back. Now you notice some vehicles have you know, fixed headrests and they kind of impede your view out of the back of the vehicles, so I like the way they included that feature. Of course, if you put it back down in, it doesn't fold, it's solid. Let's go ahead and start it up, and I want to show you the engine. So it's a 5.7 liter I-Force V8 dual independent VVT-I system. Now, if you're not familiar with VVT, I have a video with Matt Gore explaining. He's an engineer student. He explains it very good. Basically, it gives you a combination of high power and high fuel economy. And I like the way you can actually see some engine there. .381 horsepower, 401 pound-feet of torque. Sweet engine paired with a 6-speed automatic transmission. Okay, so let's get behind the wheel and see what we see. Alright, so here we are on the inside. Plenty of room. I mean, I'm just like lounging in here with all the room and being comfortable. Okay, so let's take a look over here on the driver's door. power windows with the automatic power window on the driver's door, and then you have the door locks there. If you need to lock out the other power windows, you can push this button, and that way you have kids or something in the back, you don't want them playing with the windows, you can, you know, lock them out. Then you have the big metallic looking handle there, stitching, and I like the way it has a little bit of carpet there on the bottom of the handle slash little storage pocket. That's a nice touch. Okay, so to the left of the steering wheel here, in this area, we have a few buttons, and right here is your ability to adjust your side mirrors. You just have to pick a side, and then you adjust it, and then you just put it back in the center position to avoid messing up your adjusted mirrors. And so this right here is for your interior lights. You can turn them on like so, you can turn them off, or the center position is when they turn on with the door open. And this is the same thing, except for that is only for your cargo light. There's a light at the back of the cab, very high part of the cab, and it shines down and illuminates your entire bed. You can turn that on, off, or have it to where when the door opens it turns on. Right here is really cool. That's one of the other cool things that I like about this truck, is the ability to kind of fine-tune and adjust your headlights depending on your load. So if the back of the truck dips a little bit by putting a whole bunch of stuff back there, or pulling a trailer or something, you can adjust your headlights more up and down slightly to accommodate for that, so that way you're not blinding people, and also you get better visibility. Now I mentioned that it has a one-piece glass in the back, but check this button out. Let me aim the camera back there so you can see. Alright, so the whole thing is one-piece glass, but it can roll up and down just like a power window on your door. Isn't that awesome? So you can really get some massive airflow in the vehicle, or you can, you know, like work in and out of the, I mean, the sky's the limit. You know, you can have tools in the back of the truck, on the back seat, and then work in the back of the truck. I mean, all kinds of cool stuff. Hang out on the back of the truck. But I really like that feature. A lot better than a sliding center part, I believe. Okay, so let's take a look at the steering wheel. And the steering wheel is made out of a textured synthetic material that has a really good feel to it. Plus, the thickness is substantial, so it doesn't dig into your hand while you're driving. And it has the texture kind of simulates leather, but it's actually synthetic. And it does give a little bit when you push into it. And has this pretty significant bolsters there on the steering wheel to give you the extra grip there. Okay, so has quite a few buttons on it. So let's get started. Here's your volume for your radio. And these are also corresponding with that screen, the touch screen over there, to change through different screens, mostly your presets on your radio, or change through the stations there. And also your mode, which is AM, FM, satellite radio, stuff like that. That's what the mode is for. So here on the right, this vehicle has the Bluetooth wireless system for your phone. So once you pair your Bluetooth phone, you can answer calls with this button. If somebody calls you, you can hang up there, and you can make calls by using the voice recognition system, which will also allow you to change things on the radio and go to specific addresses on the navigation, stuff like that. The voice recognition system in vehicles is absolutely great feature. Also, it's a massive safety feature. And then you can change things right here. I'll show you that in a second. So your cruise control is hidden back here. Okay, so the cruise control, there's the on and off button for it. You can set it by pushing it down, and you can, you know, change your speed going up and down, and then you can cancel it by pulling it in. So it's right here. It's really easy to get to. It's just kind of a little bit hidden to your eyes. So back to this display button. In the center of the gauges, now you can see the gauges are very simple, black background, the white popping out at you, and then you have this, you know, your speedometer, RPMs, temperature gauge, fuel gauge, Down here is your battery voltage on the bottom right, and then your oil temp pressure is down there on the bottom left. Now right in the center you have this really soft, awesome looking screen. Really love that blue popping out there. It gives you a quality, makes you feel good look. I don't know, I like the blue on screens in cars. That's my preference. But anyways, pushing that display right now is giving you the most important information, that is, hey, time to get some gas. But if I push that display button, it cycles through more information. I can get, you know, distance to empty, you know, different time, your average speed, and, you know, change different settings. So just kind of scrolling through to give you average fuel economy, and then your real-time current fuel economy. Give you an idea of what you can actually see in this screen, because using that display button to kind of cycle through. Alright, so let's take a look over here. We've got a speaker there in the front center, quick access, I guess put your cell phone or whatever you want to just set down for the time being. Definitely not for too long, because that's in the summertime, the sun shining, or anytime, the sun shining through your glass and heats that dash up pretty hot, so you got to be concerned with that. But it does give you a quick little table there to put stuff, I guess you can say. Okay, so this touch screen here, it's a 7-inch touch screen, and right now I'm in the apps screen, so you can see all the different things that's in this that this is capable of. CD player here at the top, you have the your volume, tune through the stations there. It's a touch screen, has extra buttons here on the side just for convenience, but it does have HD radio as well. But anyways, navigation, right now the navigation hasn't been installed from the dealer yet, but it does have the navigation screen, which will allow you to put in a specific address and go different places, plus see an aerial view map of your area, that kind of stuff. Now the audio, you know, basically, you know, your radio and stuff, but if you hit source, you can see it has AM, FM, satellite radio. You can play music through a Bluetooth device like your phone. It has USB inputs, auxiliary inputs, plus you can play music through a CD. So there's tons of ways to play music through this sound system in this truck. Let's go back to apps. Your phone screen is there. You'd have to pair your phone, and then you would have access to your phone book and recent calls, stuff like that. You can reorder these. There's a lot of different settings you can go into. You can actually see weather once you have the HD signal. You can actually see weather and traffic and stuff like that too. Now this home screen is pretty cool because it gives you a split of what the radio's doing, what your phone's doing, and your navigation, which right now we don't have a phone connected and the navigation is not installed. But this is a pretty good split because it shows your map here, shows, you know, like your radio, your phone here, like say your signal strength and your battery life and maybe who's calling, that kind of stuff, while also keeping an eye on your radio and, you know, change through the stations. Because if you're like me, you like to constantly change it up. So you got access to all that stuff. Okay, so your climate controls down here, 4-way flashers are here, and the climate control is very, very, very basic. Big, easy to use knobs, and your fan speed, temperature, where you want the air to blow. And that's pretty much all you really need to have in this particular truck. 4-wheel drive, you have the knob, and that's as easy as it gets, turning a knob. 2-wheel drive, 4-wheel drive high, and 4-wheel drive low. It does have a very advanced, like really awesome 4-wheel drive system, but it's easy to use. Over here we have a few buttons. Your tow and haul button, which is what you want to use when you're actually hauling something, especially a heavy trailer, and then your traction control, which you can turn that off if you need to. This will allow you to get like spin tires, stuff like that. So we've got some more storage space down there. Really cool place on the right to prop up cell phones, and I'm not sure if that's what it's designed for, but that's a really good, you could put a whole bunch. That's a really good place to put it. There's your cup holders, little storage pocket there. So here's your shifter, and it has this metallic kind of a matte metallic around there with the TRD in the center. Looks really cool. Let me go ahead and put it in reverse, and then that way you can see the backup camera. And what's really cool is it gives you a really good broad view because it's a wide angle lens. And the only problem with the wide angle lens is a little bit distorted around the edges. So you can see it gives you these guidelines to help you out. It has the center line for lining up your trailer. So when you're backing up to hook up your trailer, you have a center line, plus you have the estimated trajectory or the width of the vehicle. Plus you have this red line, which gives you a pretty much, that's as close to something as you want to come. Some people say this is a certain distance, like say a foot or something like that. It may be, but this is the space out here is several feet. Up here is probably less than a foot, or a few inches, or maybe a foot max. So it's definitely that distortion. You want to pay attention to that. As you get closer, you actually looks like you have more room than you actually have. So you want to keep an eye on that. Okay, so let's continue on down. There's neutral, and then you have drive position here. This is your normal drive position, which will cycle through all the 6 gear ratios as you're driving. Now, if you need to have control over those gear ratios, you can manually change to the gears by putting over here in the sport mode, and you can cycle through the gears. So then when you put it in that gear, you can see right here, it'll show you which gear you're in as you're cycling through. And it's kind of like a ratchet shifter where you just bump it forward and back. You can always go back into the normal drive position if you need to by just pushing it to the right. And the shifter is really easy to use. It has a lot of leverage and easy to move that shifter. Comfortable too. Okay, so here's the center console armrest thingamajig here, and it has this center pocket, which is really convenient for putting your cell phone or pretty much anything, because once you rest it in there, it's locked in. And then you got your TRD Pro badge there. And so this whole thing lifts up. You have this storage organizer under here with like pens and tissues or whatever. And then here's a big, huge opening here. This is the storage disorganizer, because you're just going to throw stuff in there and it's going to get disorganized. But that's okay, that's what it's for, it's out of the way. And then you have a 12-volt power supply there. Okay, so up here is your auto dim rear view mirror, and you can turn that feature on and off with this button. You have a compass. Right now the vehicle is facing southeast, so it's letting me know that. You can turn on and off the compass there to the right on that button right there to the right. And then you have the little house buttons, which is your home link garage door opener. Alright, place to put your shades with some soft padding on the inside to protect them. Little convenient clip to put your registration or papers or something like that. Tap lights up here in case you need a quick reading light. Microphone for your Bluetooth phone, so you're talking on the phone, this is your actual microphone, so you don't want to cover that up. Visor has lights and a mirror. Same thing on the other side. So let's take another look out the back, but this time we're not looking at the glass rolling up and down, we're looking at the visibility. And the headrests that you can see are up and in the way, so we get an idea of a real world scenario here. Back seats. So what do you think of this truck? I'm excited about it. I'm really excited. When I showed up today at Sparks Toyota, they said, hey, do a video on the TRD Pro, because that is a truck that we don't get very often. It's kind of rare. So I was like, yeah, that's cool. So here I am. And do you have any experience with a truck like this? Maybe you take one for a test drive, or you're thinking about buying one, or you own one, you drive one every day. It'd be really helpful if you could leave some comments, give us some information in the comment section. It helps me, but it also helps other people that are watching this video that might be interested in a vehicle like this. And it consolidates information. Also, if there's any clarifications or questions, leave it in the comment section too. And if there are corrections, I welcome corrections. Please give me corrections, and any kind of information that you want to add, it'd be great. If you could just leave a link in the, you can do that in YouTube now. You can actually leave links in the comment section. So put in a link and cite your sources. That way, not only does it solidify and give the information to other people, you know, and it removes all doubt, you know, because that way nobody's arguing over certain particular things that could easily be verified with just a link. So anyways, that really helps out to give everybody some information. And thank you for watching, and thank you to Sparks Toyota for allowing me to show off an awesome car. I'm going to leave Sparks Toyota's information in the description. They are a really good dealership here in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, and they will hook you up if you're anywhere in the United States. Basically, I'm going to leave their information there. All it takes is an email and they'll hook you up. But anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.